So part 2 of my case study, I was in section 9, and I explained that I feel that I would be able to handle, actually I'm going to go back real quick. So the steps that I would take to implement my decision. I would first call the boys and both of their parents into my office. Well, actually, to rewind just a little bit, I would first call the boys and ask what happened. Then I would call their parents. Then I would explain the school policy to both the boys and their parents, and then have individual meetings with each boy and each parent, as their specific consequences, answer any questions that may arise with the parents. I would remain firm in my decision and explain that it is the school's policy. And then I would sign the papers. So like I had previously mentioned, I'm sure James's mom would understand. She knows her son made a mistake. He brought a weapon to school. He threatened another student to carry the weapon. So I'm sure she would understand. Expelled. I feel like I would have to explain to David's mother that unfortunately it's a terrible situation for her son to be in, but he did not tell an adult, and he caved to peer pressure, which is something that he cannot do. And so unfortunately I have to follow precautions and follow the school policy. I would explain that I know that David's a great kid. This has nothing to do with whether or not he's a good kid. It just happens to be he was in the wrong place at the wrong time about an important situation. I would remain calm and listen to her and answer any questions that she might have. I would not get in trouble because I would follow the school policy. I feel that I would be able to handle this situation on my own. I would like to have the parents involved so that they're hearing the story from me and not warn, not threaten. So I would warn the students of the dangers of bringing a weapon to school and what could happen. This is a very serious matter, and I would explain how dangerous it is to bring a weapon to school. I would allow the students to ask questions and talk to me about how they're feeling about my decision. If my original plan does not work, so if I need to have a plan B, if the students continue to bring weapons, then I would need to bring in law enforcement to help me handle the situation. Weapons are not something to mess around with at a school. I would make sure to keep the rest of my students safe and bring in law enforcement to take care of the students who are bringing a weapon. So the NELP standards, the ethics and professional norms integration. So understand ethical and legal decision making. I understand the importance of ethical and legal decision making. As a leader, you need to be able to make ethical decisions, but also legal decisions that will help you take care of students. So it can't be a type of deal where you're just trusting your heart all the time, but it also has to be a deal where you are making ethical decisions as well as legal decisions. I followed the ethical decision-making guideline that I learned in previous assignments. I thought of the actions, so who could be hurt by these actions. I thought of the consequences, who will be affected by the consequences. And then I made the decision that I needed to make. I learned that on the previous assignment with the moral compass, and leading with your compass and just trusting what you need to do, but doing what you're supposed to do as well. Demonstrate the capacity to evaluate the ethical dimensions of issues, analyze decisions in terms of established ethical frameworks, or communicate about and advocate for ethical and legal decisions. I understand the difficult ethical decisions. Oh my gosh. I understand the different ethical dimensions of issues, and I feel it is important to communicate what it means to make ethical and legal decisions. As a leader in the school, it's important that your staff understands what you mean by legal and ethical decisions. This needs to be communicated. This needs to be analyzed. This needs to be established. We need to advocate for these ethical and legal decisions within our schools and within our communities. Model ethical behavior in personal conduct and relationships, and cultivate ethical behavior in others. You need to role model what you would like to see. Model how you want those around you to act. People enjoy working for someone who they believe has strong morals and who models how they would like for you to act. Make the work environment good for those around you and just model what you expect. Candidates use their understanding and capacity to undertake and implement this works within a school setting. So take what you learn and apply it into the classroom and into your school. Apply and implement what works, what decision-making process works, how to model morals and ethics, how to explain and communicate to your class what you expect. Take it all into your classroom and apply it with you. So as for my reflection, this assignment really did help me learn what I find important. I learned more about myself through this assignment than I have throughout any of the other assignments. I really enjoyed reading the case study and putting myself in the situation. I feel it's important to follow policies within the district because it's a slippery slope if you start giving exceptions to certain situations. Policies are put in place for a reason, and it can really get messy if you let one kid slide and not another kid slide. It's just a messy situation. So in my opinion, the best policy is to just follow the school policy. If it's unethical, if you don't believe in the school policy because it doesn't align with your ethics, then maybe you should not work for that district and you should find a district whose policies align with your ethics, because I feel it's important to follow the policy. They're set in place for a reason. I will use this in my future when I become an educator because I'll remember that no matter how hard it is and no matter the circumstances, I need to always try and follow the district policy. I might be able to pass a situation off to someone higher up than me if I feel that I can't handle it or that I don't know how to handle it. But at the end of the day, I need to do what I'm supposed to do and I need to follow the district policy set in place. My resources for this assignment, and thank you.